cameras.
What a mess.
Cameras, my friend.
That's right. I want to put my jacket on.
Hey, we want to
don't put that camera on me yet.
We want to thank Renegade Truck Accessories that down there on Research for sponsoring these fantastic in-focus cameras we have in its color, by the way.
Did you just say it's color, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
We should have a
I'll
living
give you a pass
color
because
thing.
you did live more than half of your life where the television was black and white.
It's Dudley and Bob and Matt.
We need to sing a song to Bob.
In color.
RenegadeTruck.net.
This is for Bob. You walked into the party like you were walking onto a yacht you had strategically placed. Why do I forget the lyrics to that?
I don't know.
You had your hat strategically placed below one eye. You thought you were an apricot. What is going on? Bob is the only one who brings in his own light
and
to light
makeup.
his face.
I go out and I do a little makeup.
A little bass.
Hey,
Genetics.
you know what? You don't dress for the job you have.
You're
right. You dress for the job you want.
For this job.
Just a follow-up. One of the people of Stop the Steal said they had help from 3 lawmakers, so we'll see how that shakes out. The president has been impeached for the second time. Matt's going to I don't know what happened, man. So I'm up and I'm doom scrolling, and I go, Dale, you need to look at something else. So I went to sports last night, and I watched the press conference with Steve Sarkisian. Is it Steve Sarkisian?
Just say Sark.
Sark.
Sark. That's what we're going to call him.
I gotta tell you,
You liked him, huh?
Yeah. The guy's charismatic.
He is.
He's very charismatic.
Very much so.
And you start to go, he goes, we've already got it here. We've got talent here.
He's right. We do.
And we do. And that
we shouldn't say we, should we?
No, I hate it when we do that. No, we don't have the talent.
He has
those
the talent.
Kids have the talent.
And those 18-year-old boys have the talent.
But I would think when you come in and you see Bijan Robinson, you go, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I got hope again. But then
we always do.
I had hope with the Cowboys this year, and look what happened. By the way, Bob, that was not Chuck Norris.
Oh, good.
And I told you so.
Good. No, I'm
Who said
happy.
it wasn't Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris's people said that is not Chuck Norris.
Okay. Whose people this week said, oh, no, she's not dead. Oh, yeah, she is dead.
That was a publicist, too.
Can we trust people's people? Who are the luckiest people?
I don't think Chuck, I don't think you're going to get. First of all, he's very old. Very old.
Why don't you say that to his face?
And he's so small they have to carry him in a suitcase.
I heard they were shooting new episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger.
And I would love. Well,
there's an actual.
It's a
Walker.
reboot.
They're
I think.
also. You guys talked me out of it, but they're also shooting. Richard Linklater is shooting a series about a crazy Austin radio personality. It's not based on me. It's more Alex Jones, I think. And because originally on Bernie. He had talked about equipment stuff and I said, I'm happy to help you. He never contacted me. The place looked great. It looked like a small town radio station at Westlake High School. But I have had to bite my hand to not write him and go, hey, if you need a crappy program director,
we need a consultant,
or if you need a wacky something in radio,
point of inquiry.
I may still do it.
Point of inquiry. When did "bite my hand" become a saying that any of us use?
Well, I just came up with it before I hit the keyboard and type an email to Richard Linklater. So
they're probably done.
Yeah, that's
okay.
And that's with our friend who was sitting with us at 9/11, who has 3 songs: John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. That's four names. What's his? I always forget his name.
Church. Thomas
Hayden Church.
THC.
Oh, he's in that movie?
No, he's going to do the TV show where he plays the Austin radio personality.
Oh, I love me some TCH. Or THC.
God, I'm sorry. This is what I want to be doing the cameras. My name is Regret Boy. I'll never forget. I'm going to forget her name. I was in my office at 2 houses ago, and the phone rang, and it was a secretary, and she goes, "Is this Dale?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Can you hold, please?" And I can't remember the woman's name, but she said, "Can you hold, please, for the woman who created Designing Women and a bunch of other TV series."
Yeah, Bloodworth.
Linda Bloodworth.
Bloodworth Thompson, I think.
She worked with Delta Burke.
She called like out of the blue. And here's the thing you need to learn about all show business.
And Major Dad or whatever that guy's name
99% of the time you get excited about something, it ain't happening.
Right.
I've had it happen with movies. And she goes, hey, I think Ron called me earlier or something and said, this woman's going to call you. She said, hey, we want to talk to you. My husband and I are going to come in early, and we want you to be a consultant on this show, and we want you to have a part. And Ron was going to play a radio guy, and I was going to play the guy. No, I was going to play the guy who replaced him because he got fired for saying something controversial. And it was just like, ship has come in, baby.
Yeah.
I could tell Amanda. And then
You were just one letter off.
and then 2 days later, her husband calls me and starts talking about, well, when can we meet? What's a good time? I never heard from him again. It didn't happen. It didn't happen because it just got canceled. I mean, it just got.
Do you guys remember when you first started talking to me about taking this job? You guys took me out to dinner.
Said
And
you're
I
going to be a millionaire.
And I think you guys felt like I wasn't very excited. But I was just steeling myself against what you're
that
talking
kind
about
of
because
because you didn't been through it in L.A. You were a total failure in Los Angeles, and you'd had the experience.
Now, Dale, that's not fair that you're limiting my failure to just Los Angeles. I failed there, I failed here, I failed in Chicago, and I failed in New York. I have failed in 3 of the largest cities in this country. And
when did you go to New York?
I just took a bus up there one day, got off the bus, touched the ground, got scared, came home. No, I have done. That's where I did my first Comedy Central taping, where I absolutely essed the bed and I panicked and forgot all my jokes and just started not crying on stage, but I was like, "This isn't going well" in front of an audience of 800 people. Yeah, so I have really failed all over this country. I failed everywhere, man. I failed everywhere,
swear to God,
man.
I talk about the volatility of the radio business and that things have changed, and I swear to you, every single person will go, "Oh, you'll be fine, man. You need to start a podcast." And my stomach sinks because you don't understand. It doesn't. Podcasts take off. If you're already nationally known, they can take off, right? And we're not.
Right.
But you also have to have really a subject matter. Just 3 guys talking.
Well, you got to get stamps.com to
you gotta
sponsor you.
I mean,
Or MeUndies.
I mean, those 2 guys. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts because I have to talk all the time, and but I love stuff. You should know those 2 guys. I find it because it's interesting stuff. But when they first started, those guys were horrible broadcasters. They're better now. You got to have a subject matter really that takes off. That's why I'm excited about this Dr. Shaw thing. I think it'll be funny.
And it's called what?
Snippets.
Put your balls out there.
I forgot.
I think it says snippets.
Snippets, which is good. I'm doing a thing called Nippets, and it's just me looking at breasts, and that's my subject.
Oh.
I just tell you how I feel about them. Oh!
You see my favorite clip?
I don't know how I didn't think about this right away when I came in here.
You got to see this clip.
This is important. I may have to sneeze.
Okay. I'm just going to skip over who this gentleman is talking to. Don't worry. I've already watched it for you in there, Dylan.
Okay, I think I'm better.
He says a curse word, but it's a curse word we can play, so don't freak out. I won't even tell you who he's talking to. It may be a politician in particular.
I like this guy.
This dude it's an old man who has the oddest shaped head next to the guy who played who's the guy who played not the Punisher, the guy who was on Sons of Anarchy.
Perlman.
No, he looks like a 90-year-old Jim Carrey to me.
You know who I think he looks like?
Yeah.
He's the dad from Up that's just been squashed in an elevator door.
But you need to hear what he has to say to a certain politician, and I'm just playing it because we could use this as drop-ins.
Okay.
So here you go. Reddit is horrible for
To
this.
do you a solid, baby boy. You won't need that operation, for I am going to take my thing out, swing it around, and knock your goddamn gallstone loose with it. You dirty bitch.
He looks like Jim Carrey to me.
I would cast him immediately in something if I was a casting
He's got
director.
a good radio voice,
Maybe
too.
that's what he does.
The reason I started screaming is that last night, purely on a whim and an accident, my wife and I decided to start rewatching. Watch me.
I saw your
watching.
tweet last night.
Rock of Love
Yeah, I'm trying.
with Brett Michaels from
Yeah.
Poison.
Oh, we were talking
Why?
about that whenever.
Why?
I've never seen one episode of that.
Can't even tell you. You know, it was back in the heyday of reality TV when reality TV was really, really running on all cylinders. And I'm going to tell you right now, completely rewatchable. In fact, much better the second time around. My wife and I watched 2 episodes last night. We laughed. We had a great time. And then I was like, I'm in. So I said, let's hold off and see if the guys want to watch with us. It's only a 20-year-old show.
Is that a dating show? What was it?
Yeah. 30
What
women.
platform?
30 women.
Oh, they compete to be.
They all competed to try to be his
Brett
girlfriend.
Michaels.
But
Or
I also know that there was a Rock of Love 1, 2, and 3. So I don't think any of them become
one of them
a girlfriend.
was Flavor Flav, wasn't it?
There was Flavor of Love, and then there was I Love New York
gotcha.
as well, and
Yeah.
they're also classics.
Was he
Dude.
fat then?
No, but it's funny because last night I was watching and I told my wife, we didn't realize when we were watching this, but this is the swan song of Reagan's America. It's the end of really the whole period of America that was from Reagan through Rock of Love. Right after that was the crash of 2008. Then Obama's elected, and the whole world has kind of changed since then.
Yeah.
But there's still things like blatant racism, super machismo,
In the show?
everybody smoking cigarettes on
Yeah.
camera the entire
Yeah.
time and drinking. The amount of sexism is insane. And I was just like, I gotta be honest with you, I'm here for all this. These are the glory
I heard
days,
somebody
baby.
today on Congress say is the greatest economy of all time, and I didn't even go too well. It was already on its way up. I went, nope. Let me just tell you something. If you lived through the 90s
Yeah.
and people were coming here going, it's split again. It's split again. And people in this city were buying Dell stock, and people were buying high-tech stocks and making a butt-load of money.
I was too smart for that. I was spending my money on
Girls
tacos
and drinks.
drinks.
Me too.
Tacos and drinks. That's what's
I would
important.
go, why?
I don't
what?
need no
stock.
stock.
I don't even have
Stock's
stock.
dumb.
I got 2 Florida stories for you.
I want some tacos and drinks.
Here's a Florida man who called 911.
You want to go right now?
Oh no, that's the tank guy. We'll start with the tank guy.
He
Tank guy.
Put a pillow right there with headphones on it. He won't notice we're gone.
I feel like
Is he even here? That's the first time he's talked all day.
What? I've been talking.
Who? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you, sir. Can I help you?
Wow, can you call me sir?
I'm sorry. Lone Star card is over there.
Oh, wow.
I feel like every 10
Wow.
years.
Dylan,
I'm
will you
sorry.
edit
If
that
you
out?
have a Lone Star card, I'm sorry. Edit what out?
I'm just
Hey.
Every 10
That's
years we get a
proof,
tank
HR.
guy
Yeah, there was a
story.
guy in Houston that had a tank in his neighborhood.
They made a movie
And
about
what
it.
these idiots don't realize is that a tank is so heavy that it will
Just crushes
it will
the street.
destroy the asphalt in the street.
Whose fault?
Asses. God, we're childish.
Let's see what this guy did.
And
This-
why?
this no
it's
good
just,
Nick.
It's more of it's small wiener guys, and I really truly believe they have small wieners. I really do.
Well, here's what I'm going to say.
I bet you find 1 out of 5 gun nuts who has to walk around with one. No, I'll say all 5. I've got a bigger,
But-
longer.
Is credit where credit's due. If a guy just keeps posting photos to Facebook of his one Glock, I'm like, my God, dude. But if you're committed to guns to the point that you can't get a bigger gun than a tank, that's
true.
full on saying, yo.
No, you can buy a MiG.
Like the guns in Navarone were bigger. You know, like a
Let's watch the story. Well,
What do they call that? Anti-aircraft guns are bigger. I'm sorry. Did I make you mad?
FAFSA. I got one thing to say
FAFSA.
to you, buddy.
Federal.
okay, I can't turn that off. There we go.
Village of
hello.
Palmetto Bay sent us that video.
Many say they're confused by the site and wonder if it's even allowed to be driven
Look at Laura Pastorini. Maybe I should show her my 50-foot Pastorana. And Elliot Rutt, again,
Daddy daughter.
the hypocrisy of television when they hire people. You have a guy well into his 60s, but the female anchor, 28.
There's a name for it
years
in the
old.
industry. It's called the daddy-daughter syndrome.
Oh, that's porn too. Now I was
hot,
watching.
whatever it
I
is.
was watching.
It
mom,
only- it doesn't
mom
work-
and stepdaughter.
It doesn't work the
Those are
other
good.
way, though.
That never happens.
You don't know
Ladies,
that.
if you
No,
need
I-
someone to be your daddy,
I come from a broken home.
But women don't hook up with their stepmothers. They don't. There's no one
Maybe
out
with
there in
a
the
step
audience.
brother, step cousin,
Huh?
or something. Maybe with a.
down their street. CBS 4's Joan Murray has the details.
So the tanks are on this gated
Yep.
property.
Send the old bag out to the street.
well, now maybe she doesn't know she's an old bag. Maybe
This
you
is
shouldn't
what
say
20
that.
Does now.
And I was mean, and I apologized to Clara Tuma, who was a larger reporter. And back in my shock, I was just such a dick, man. Just such a dick.
Apologize
But
to her.
I've apologized in the past.
You
Property
wrote
off
her?
Old Cutler
I would-
Road. Apparently,
I'm not going to say what I used to say. It's horrible.
Apparently in Florida, you are allowed to have military tanks, but
Of course
for
you
some,
are.
it's a little too close for comfort.
That's
When,
badass.
if ever, have you seen this in South Florida?
That's a little
Someone
sports
driving
tank.
a military tank on the streets of Palmetto Bay.
But why?
The images hit social media over the weekend. Area residents can't quite wrap their heads around the spectacle.
Well, for the most part, it's unusual to say the very least, but at the present state of
Oh my God, he stole Doug Marshall's glasses.
It's nice to see that. I wondered where the
Tanks
crypt
have been
keeper
around-
went when he retired.
On more than 100 years, but usually you see them on the battlefield. A quick check on the internet shows you can find sites selling the monster machinery, sometimes for hundreds of thousands of dollars. These tanks, we are told, are British grade. With CBS 4, wanted to speak to somebody about the tank.
Hell yeah!
Listen.
He's got a giant, a giant golden lion at the front of his house. This dude's a badass.
I'm guessing lottery winner because
Gotta be, dude.
there's nobody who has earned their wealth who puts the cement gold-plated lion in their front.
He owns a tiger for sure.
I think
Can I ask you a quick
Ugh.
question? Is there a chance that this is either Siegfried or Roy?
no, he's going to be Italian.
Tony
gangster.
Montana.
We tried to speak to the owner of the property. This is what we heard.
yeah, there's nobody here to talk to you about the tanks.
A security vehicle pulled up to the gate to
Tanks for
retrieve
nothing.
a UPS delivered package, and we saw 2 Miami-Dade police vehicles go in.
He destroyed some curbs.
Oh.
It's just like, God, dude.
We're told as long as the guns to the tanks are not functional, and they weren't apparently, tanks are allowed
Yeah,
here.
you may think, hey, well, he has a right to, but there isn't. If you watch that documentary, what's it called? Is it called Tank?
Tank Girl?
Somebody kind of went
Tread.
nuts. Tread.
Tread
Yeah,
is
a
different.
guy kind of went nuts
Well, I
with the
understand
tank.
that, but you don't want to take away this dude's right to have this tank, do you? This is kind of rock and roll right here.
No,
It's kinda like-
What do you mean,
it's
no?
like a classic
it's
car.
Toxic lack of
Can
masculinity.
I say something?
It's a little.
I feel the same.
mini
listen,
tank.
I'm gonna
I
hurt
feel
your
the
feelings,
same way
but-
about jacked up trucks and Hummers.
I'm going to tell you, both of you guys, and I love you, I really do, but once you
don't.
moved to
No, you
places
don't.
that had homeowners associations, both of you lost a little
How
bit
many
of your
times
rock
am I gonna
and
be
roll
called homo
edge.
in my life? I mean, it's
You
so
both
rude.
lost a little
I got
bit of
turned
your
in
rock
for
and
playing
roll
music too loud.
edge. You were playing Mumford and Sons, okay, in your neighborhood. That's it.
Oh, I'm really 2, 3, 4
4,
years,
5, 6,
15,
7,
5
8,
years
9.
ago. 5 years ago, I was rolling like a mofo on Molly every weekend. What are you talking about, rock and roll?
Yeah, we're rebels, dude.
What are you talking about, rock and roll?
Yeah,
Dude.
You could have done lines of meth and had sex with hookers.
You don't
Instead,
He stayed home.
Okay,
Instead,
this is
Did
where
drugs at
he's
home.
so dumb. You don't do a line of meth.
Absolutely.
You do about that much, and that'll keep you up for about
I've
19
seen
hours.
people
You
do
get a light bulb.
huge rails,
And you don't even know
huge
the
rails
name
meth.
of it. It's not
huge
meth.
rails
you
of
know, hey,
meth.
get me some of that meth. You don't say that. It's crank.
It's crystal.
And it's
No
crank.
one says
And it-
crank anymore.
Nobody.
Really?
Okay,
the
boomer.
Meth police.
Okay, boomer.
And
Nobody
it burns.
Says,
Boy, we used to do a
nobody
lot.
has said crank
At
since
FMX,
1991.
We did a bunch at the radio station in Lubbock. That's what kept everybody up and going.
Dudley and Bob on Twitter. Go and let us know
What? Oh, hey,
if it's cool
it's
to have
Dudley
a tank.
and Bob with Matt for now.
Not on Twitter.
Oh,
It's just Dudley and Bob.
Oh, no.
Never got changed.
yeah, I'm fine with it if he had it somewhere where he could go out into the desert.
He
with
keeps it up nice, though.
You
Look,
shouldn't be driving around people's neighborhoods,
look how-
especially right now.
look how clean it is. It looks like
Driving
a, it's
around-
like a
it's
classic
Palmetto Code
car.
enforcement officer spent an hour on the property. He also documented this damage to the curb,
Well, now that's not
which
good.
the driver.
Oh no, Matt, that's
He's gotta
rock
pay
and roll.
for that.
Yeah, it is.
That's rock and roll.
That's what you used to do at a hotel
It's
room.
like the Who, yeah.
That can't go over.
Wow.
Whoa.
Holy cow.
Holy
I got to get
cow.
back in the gym.
Bob,
I got to get back. No.
I just want-
you're looking fat, Bob.
I just want one. I'm so.
I see this guy.
Still,
No,
I've
I
got
don't
a
look like
brand
that.
new weight bench that's sitting in the dining room, and I bought this weight set. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I leave myself messages, and Siri gets them wrong, and it took me a day to decipher this one. And listen, I'm not saying anything about genitals here. This is Siri. I didn't say this. I did say the P word. I said to Siri, remind me Monday evening to quit being a poussoir. And it says, quit being pussy lips and whites. And it took me 2 days to figure out what she had said. There it is.
That's how
and
I.
it was.
That's
I
how
said,
that's how I divide my
I was
laundry.
mad at myself, and I was saying, "Quit being a peawad and lift the weights."
Oh, that's not what it came.
But
with.
she's filthy. She's talking about genitalia. I don't think I've seen. What I was trying to say is, I just want one time in my life to have been in that kind of shape. But
Bob's feeling inadequate.
You're
dude.
like there are people who they just commit to it, and Bob's one of them.
I bet he's 80.
He's ripped.
Without destroying it.
We showed the tank video to John Gonzalez, who's lived here nearly 30 years.
I didn't get the other Florida guy. We got a break.
Intimidate
Don't
or
talk
just show
too much.
off. Probably just to show off, but I would have to
That guy just
disagree with
top
that.
over
If I get a vote, I'll vote against
I'm
it.
working out.
So at this point, the village of Palmetto Bay is
Okay, we don't
looking
care.
into whether.
Look in the background.
I'm
Every
gonna
car
run
that goes
long,
by.
Dylan. I'm gonna
Audi.
I got to go to the gym.
I want to get this other Florida guy.
Y'all are
in
getting
here.
COVID. That's just what's happening.
You decided you need to get in the gym because you saw that dude?
Yeah, Bob and I.
This is the one I want to do here.
What was his name?
Naples.
I don't know who that was.
Naples man
Bob
called.
2.0.
Hey, quit talking. I'm at the freaking break.
Naples.
You don't talk for the first 9 breaks, and now you talk during this break.
You got plenty of time.
No, I don't. I'm late. But I want to work this in. Sorry, bud. You know I'm joking. Naples man calls 911 about McDonald's order and says he has cocaine in his butt.
That's 2 different things, I hope.
He's off. He's on drugs or something.
I'm in McDonald's where you see me, somebody is trying to cheat me and you stop. Can you send me the sheriff, please?
A hamburger emergency led to a triple death.
Is that what?
Did he say sheriff?
I don't know.
Or did he say SS?
Trouble for this guy. Now, he called 911 3 times.
Matt Gates' brother's on TV.
Yeah.
Claiming to be the Prince of Morocco while also complaining about his service. Now he's facing several charges. But as ABC 7's Brad Hamilton found, not for abusing the 911 system.
CCSO says that Mustafa Oardi dialed 911 3 separate times, all because he had felt McDonald's had messed up his order. When deputies arrived, the man expecting law enforcement to save him from a bad burger became the suspect.
Look, we're at this point, so many idiots have called 911 for bad fast food. We need to just go ahead and let that be something they need to rush to and investigate because nobody gets it.
In this Mickey D's meltdown.
You'll call 911 because someone's jacked their truck up.
I'm joking around. I just don't get it in my head. I don't.
You've lost that rock and roll feeling, bro.
Be on their way. All right. You don't have to ask me. Why don't you send me the sheriff? It's the Prince of Morocco.
A Royale with cheese must not have been what O'Rourke wanted for a late-night snack. Deputies say that when they arrived to the McDonald's, the man claiming to be the Prince of Morocco was off his rocker.
McDonald's.
I understand it's McDonald's. I'm asking you, what is the problem?
What is the problem?
Yes.
Somebody's cheating me.
CCSO says that O'Rourke eventually was searched, which leads to our next twist
Here
in
we go.
Burgergate. They found marijuana on him, and O'Rourke, apparently feeling generous, told on himself to deputies, claiming to have cocaine in his rear end as well.
What's the phone
number you're calling from?
The prince from the King of Morocco.
Larry McGill says that he has been coming to this McDonald's for years and wasn't surprised by the meltdown, claiming odd things happen here often.
Well, it's Florida.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Look at the way I look.
The way people react when they go into a McDonald's, nothing surprises me.
Though there's some craziness to go with this McDonald's.
That's either mental. That's not cocaine. That could be meth, but cocaine doesn't last long enough.
I don't know. Does it last longer in your butt than it does when you
tell
snort
another
it?
shameful story. Have I talked? We don't have time.
We're
I'll do it next
over.
time.
We'll
be back.
This day is
It is ripping
flying.
by. Let's say thanks also to our friends over at Renegade Truck Accessories for sponsoring the stuff that you get to watch on Facebook.
RenegadeTruck.net.